Hello everyone, welcome back to online lecture series on engineering thermodynamics. We are continuing our extra lecture series for numericals of this subject. So today we are going to discuss about numericals of second law of thermodynamics and entropy. So let's begin. Our first numerical for today is this. We are given a cyclic heat engine that operates between a source temperature of 800 degrees Celsius and sink temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Our objective is to determine the least rate of heat rejection per kilowatt net output of the engine. So the important thing that we need to focus here is least rate of heat rejection, and we are given it as per watt per kilowatt of net output of the engine. So these two things are important here. So first we need to focus on this reversible engine. Here source and sink are provided, and if you see carefully, the temperatures are 830 degrees Celsius, and here they are converted into Kelvin. That is 800 plus 273, and here it to be as 30 plus 273. That's why the temperatures are like this. Here we are given that, as I was telling you, here it is per kilowatt net output. That's why the net output W is Q1 minus Q2 equal to 1 kilowatt. And the important thing is least rate of heat rejection. Now how we can obtain the least rate of heat rejection? Only by having this reversible engine, because the reversible engine has highest efficiency, and that is it is having the least rate of heat rejection. Now here you can see that eta max is equal to eta reversible, that is 1 minus T2 by T1, and by application of that formula we can get the value of eta max here. And here the another formula for eta max is equal to W net upon Q1, that we need to remember. So while applying this we can obtain Q1. How? Because the value of W net is given to us as 1 kilowatt. So now based on this figure, W is equal to Q1 minus Q2. So if W is equal to Q1 minus Q2, then we can get the value of Q2 as equal to W minus Q1. So while applying that formula we can get the value of Q2, that is the least rate of heat rejection. Now we will move forward to our next question. This is completed now. First, let us understand the question. A reversible heat engine operates between two reservoirs at temperatures of 600 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius. So we are given the temperature of reservoirs. Now this engine drives a reversible refrigerator which operates between reservoirs at temperature 40 and minus 20 degrees Celsius. So to understand this, we need to go through this figure. That first, in first part it is given that the heat engine is functioning between 600 and 40 degrees Celsius. That is this portion, 600 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius, and this heat engine is running another refrigerator which is operating between 40 degree and minus 20 degree. So this 40 degrees as it is, and this will be minus 20 degrees Celsius. Now the heat transfer to the heat engine is 2000 kilojoule, that is shown over here as Q1. Q1 is equal to 2000 kilojoule. And the net work output of the combined engine refrigeration plant is 360 kilojoule. So here if you see, the net work output is 360 kilojoule. So now our question is, to evaluate the heat transfer to the refrigerant and net heat transfer to the reservoir at 40 degrees Celsius. So first we will discuss A, then we will go into part B. So here in this figure, if we see, we will first focus on this portion, that is the part of heat engine, that is over here, 640 degrees Celsius. So this is at 600 degrees Celsius and this is at 40 degrees Celsius. So the maximum efficiency of heat engine cycle is given by this formula. So we are getting this efficiency, and again W1 upon Q1, that is our efficiency eta maximum. So based on that we can get the value of W1. That is the work output from the heat engine. So we have obtained this value W1, and now we are also aware of eta heat engine, and we are also given this that it is also a reversible refrigerator. So refrigerator is also reversible. So for that the maximum COP value is given by this formula, T3 divided by T2 minus T3. So we are obtaining this value, and again COP can be written as Q4, that is the desired effect, divided by the work input W2. So based on this, we will keep this as it is right now. Now W1 minus W2 is given as 360. So this is the net output of combined engine and refrigeration plant. So here we are getting some we are getting this output. Out of this, some W2 is utilized to run this refrigerator, and remaining output is 360. So it is like this, that W1 is equal to, which is used in refrigerator, is W2 plus 360. So now we can get the value of W2 as equal to W1 minus 360, and the same thing is done here. So W2 is known to us, sorry, W1 value is known to us, that is 1284, which was obtained here. So, which was obtained here, W1 was obtained here, so that is utilized over here, minus 360. So we are obtaining the value W2 here, and once we get this W2, we can utilize it in this calculation, so that we will obtain the value of Q4. And once we get the value of Q4, we can get the value of Q3, that is Q4 into W2. So finally we are getting the value of Q3 here, and Q2, which was here, is based on our first cycle here, that Q1. If you see for this portion, we can say that Q1 is equal to W1 plus Q2. So to obtain Q2, we can say that it is equal to Q1 minus W1, and then we are obtaining this Q2. So the heat rejection to 40-degree reservoir is Q2 plus Q3, that is summation of Q2 and Q3 will provide us the final value. Now the second portion is reconsider part A, given that the efficiency of heat engine and COP of the refrigerator are 40 degree of their maximum possible values. So now the change which is coming is the calculation of maximum efficiency that we did. We need to count only 40% of this, and out of this maximum COP, we need to count only 40% of it. So here eta is changed, so W1 will be affected and W2 will also be affected, as well as COP here. COP is also affected by 40% difference, so it is now reduced to 1.69. So now the remaining calculations are as it is with different values. So heat rejected is like this. So if you see, when the COP and efficiency are reduced to 40%, our previous answer was 5,539 and now it is 1899. Now we will move forward to our next numerical here. The question is, 1 kg of water at 273 degrees Celsius is brought into contact with heat reservoir which is at 373 Kelvin. So this is our 1 kg of water. So our system is this: 1 kg of water. Okay, which is at 273 Kelvin, and it is brought into contact with reservoir which is at 373 Kelvin. So when the water has reached 373 Kelvin, find the entropy change of water of the reservoir and of the universe. So there are 3 different parts of this question. So first we will solve A, then we will focus on the remaining parts. So here water is being heated through a finite temperature difference, that is of 100 Kelvin. So obviously the water will get heated because it is going from 273 to 373. The entropy of water would increase and that of reservoir would decrease. So here the entropy of system will increase and entropy of this reservoir will decrease. and the net entropy change of water and reservoir together would be positive definite because of increase of entropy principle. Now the water is heated irreversibly, and to find out the entropy change of water we have to assume that reversible path between the end states which are in equilibrium is given by this formula, that delta S water is equal to d cut q upon T, and instead of d cut q we can put mc dt. So finally we are getting this equation, that mc ln T2 by T1. So now m is 1 kg, because it is written at the beginning of the question that it will be 1 kg of water. C is the value of the specific heat of water, which is 4.187 ln T2 by T1, that is this. So we are getting this value of delta S water. Now the reservoir temperature remains constant irrespective of amount of heat withdrawn from it, because this is the definition of reservoir. If you recall our definition of thermal energy reservoir, then the temperature change will be very negligible. So the amount to calculate the entropy change of this reservoir, we need to utilize this formula. Delta S is equal to minus Q upon T. So Q here is mc delta T. Our standard formula of Q is equal to mc delta T. So based on that we are getting this value, and in entropy change of universe is summation of delta S of system and delta S of the reservoir. So finally we are getting this value. Now let's focus on part B. If water is being heated from 273 to 373 by first bringing it into contact with reservoir of 323 and then with the reservoir at 373, so what will be the change of the universe? So here we are having two different stages, that is water is first heated in from 273 to 323 by bringing it in contact with 323, and then from 323 to 373 by bringing it in contact of reservoir at 373. So formula is same, but integration is done in two different stages. So finally we are getting this, and here if you recall we were having minus Q upon T formula. So the same formula is used here as well as here. So minus m c delta T upon T. So we need to add this plus reservoir. So finally we are getting this. Now let's focus on C part of this. Explain how water might be heated from 273 to 373 with almost no change in the entropy of the universe. So here if you see in part A, entropy of universe was increase was 0.183. In second case it has been reduced to 0.098. So when we are doing this in two stages, the entropy increase of universe is reducing. So to make it minimum we need to have more number of stages. And the same thing is written here, that the entropy change of universe will be less and less if the water is heated in more and more stages by bringing the water in contact successively with more and more heat reservoirs. So here this is the way we can obtain the minimum entropy increase in universe. So it has to be done in infinite steps by bringing it in contact with infinite number of reservoirs in succession, so that at any instant the temperature difference between water and reservoir will be infinitesimally small. Then the net entropy change would be zero and the water would be reversibly heated. So this is the end of our today's extra lecture. We have seen 3 examples today. First is of basic heat engine, second is combination of heat engine with refrigerator, and third is of entropy, where we are bringing system in contact with this reservoir. Okay. Thank you for watching this video.